The Cockscomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary in Belize, one of those jewels in the world consisting of pure, unspoiled wilderness. Managed by the Belize Audubon Society since the early 1990s, they remain dedicated to assuring it remains a pristine wildlife haven, especially set aside for jaguars. We have been lucky enough to follow these cats with camera traps since the start of the century. Several of the males have become quite well known to us. For example, M001, the first male detected, dominating the East Basin part around the visitor center until 2004. Or M028, known as Bigfoot. His footprints were considerably larger than any of the other males. Or M037, the male reaching the maximum prime age of 15 years, disappearing in 2015. However, no other male has captivated our Cockscomb group more than Ben, the cat that entered our lives in 2011. We knew him then under the boring name of M118. Male, first captured in 2011, and the 8th new individual to be detected in that year. Only detected 2 times at one location at the edge of the sanctuary, he likely did not register on anybody's radar as significant. We see single detections of quite a few individuals that never turn out to settle or stay in the area. However, in 2012 we detected him more frequently at the same edge location, while equally showing up deeper in the sanctuary. From 2013 onwards, Ben definitely registered on our radar. He had taken over East Basin as the most frequently sighted jaguar, dominating several of the main river parts and trail systems. The pattern of high photographic captures around this area continued into 2014 and early 2015. Around this time, we were able to implement a small-scale capture and color program with the help of expert jaguar trapper Joares May Jr. from Brazil. We hoped we would catch M118 and track his movements. On the night of the 18th of February 2015, we were successful, allowing us to examine him and put a GPS collar on this amazing cat. He was big and heavy, weighing 63 kilograms, which is heavy for a Belizean jaguar, known as the smallest jaguars in the world. As all animals in Cockscomb, he had quite a few parasites, beefworms and ticks, but for the rest he was in great shape. Claws and teeth in perfect condition, a male in his prime. He recovered quite well, and his GPS collar started to show us the detailed life of the overlord of East Basin. Shortly after our trapping project, in the same year, our team lost our jungle field expert, Arturo Ramos, in an unfortunate traffic accident. Arturo was an integral part of the capture team and known in his village of Democracia as Ben. To keep his name alive as the master of the jungle, we changed the name of M118, the overlord of East Basin, into Ben. Just like Arturo, Ben patrolled and roamed around his forest home. The GPS collar informed us of his daily whereabouts, allowing us to check where he scent marked and where he was going. Ben never left the forest and stayed in the wilderness of Cockscomb and the surrounding edge forest. He never came into contact with humans, only hunting wild prey. Ben consistently kept on patrolling the same area of the East Basin river system and surrounding mountain ridges. After a year of data gathering, the automatic release mechanism of the GPS collar triggered successfully, and Ben lost his collar as planned, back as a fully wild jaguar. We were still able to follow Ben on camera, and he kept up his high photo capture rates at his usual locations in East Basin, consistently remaining in the area until 2019. During all this time, Ben was noted with several females and likely was a successful male, leaving many offspring with his genes. 2019 was our last camera trap survey before we were all stopped in our tracks by the pandemic. Together with Belize Audubon, we were able to put out cameras mid-2021 for the first time again. Reviewing our first month of data, we noted something. Ben was absent from our cameras. We feared the worst. Ben was already 12 years by now, and jaguars tend to start disappearing from our records around this time. However, we would never know for certain what happened, with the 2020 data missing. On August the 18th, 2021, our Panthera team got a call from the government of Belize Forest Department if we could assist with a jaguar case. They got a call from the chairman of a small village about 25 kilometers from the core of Cockscomb. The farmers there caught a jaguar in a sturdy wooden cage that they set with bait after losing several calves and dogs in the village. They took it upon themselves to catch this jaguar. The cat in the cage was expertly anesthetized by the general curator of Belize Zoo, Umberto Vollers. As the cat was already captured, it was decided to move it to a transport cage and bring it back to the zoo for observation and health checks. Of course, nobody knew who this unknown cattle killer was or where he was from. Our senior Panthera staff member on site, Emma Sanchez, started to notice something familiar when the cat was lying on his side. Similar as when she helped out with the capture of Ben on the night in February 2015, she recognized his pelt pattern. This is Ben. A shadow of his former self, skinny with both his upper canines broken, the overlord of East Basin must have left his kingdom in desperation, looking for easier prey. With the help from the forest department and the zoo, Ben was brought to one of the most experienced Belizean wildlife vets, Philip the Shield. Ben suffered from a lung infection and would not have lasted long in the wild. The unfortunate fate of all old and injured wildcats. X-ray photos confirmed that Ben was old, with signs of arthritis setting in. However, the X-rays revealed something more. Ben had been shot. Pellets were found stuck in his molar, face, and across his body, and were potentially the cause for the damage to his canines. The gunshot wounds were quite old, completely healed over, and inflicted months before he was captured. This changes the story. Ben did not start preying on livestock due to old age, threatening the livelihood of these farmers. Ben was made into a cattle killer by people. Potentially coming to the edge of the forest near his natural range where a hunter or farmer shot at him. Unable to hunt well, wounded and with his upper canines missing, he started to roam further, reaching farmland looking for easier prey. We had seen this before around Cockscomb. Jaguars with shattered canines through a gunshot blast in the face, ending up near people, preying on dogs and livestock. The fear and concern in such villages is real and understandable when jaguars roam near houses and farms, but in these cases, this misfortune is caused by humans. The reign of Ben in Cockscomb is over, and we will not forget him. He showed us how a wild male jaguar rules his kingdom in the full wilderness of Cockscomb for more than a decade. And what can happen when a jaguar bumps into a person in the wrong place at the wrong time. Several members of our team have been lucky enough to meet Ben on the trail system of Cockscomb. He would stare at us and walk the other way, never showing any sign of aggression towards humans. We want to thank this amazing cat for letting us all look into his world. It's now up to us to ensure his offspring and fellow jaguars stay safe in this special part of the world.